there, art enthusiasts. If you've been following along, we've journeyed from the grandeur of ancient Roman Greece into glittering mosaics of Byzantine Empire. But now we're entering a completely new world, medieval period. We're thinking about cathedrals, mystical manuscripts, weird children and dogs. So if that's your thing, stay tuned and let's dive into the video. Early ages, between the 5th and 10th century. Monasteries were the cultural hubs of this period, where monks created manuscripts, basically handwritten books with intricate decorative letters and illustrations. These weren't your casual bedtime reads, they were their own piece of art. Take the Book of Kells, 8th century, a mastery of its monastic art. Its woven design are mind-blowingly detailed, and the Chiron page is a triumph of early Christian symbolism. Fun fact, the term illuminated refers to the fact that pages were often embellished with gold and silver, which literally made them shine. Imagine reading by candlelight and seeing your holy text sparkle. Talk about divine inspiration, right? A key feature in medieval art was interlacing, these intricate knotted patterns that often involved stylized animals. It's been on everything from Anglo-Saxon jewellery like the Saturn helmet to the pages of manuscripts. These patterns weren't just decorative, they symbolized the complexity of the divine word. It's like everything was woven with the God's hand. Romanesque period, which marks a big shift literally. We're talking about large, heavy and imposing structures designed to make you awe. Romanesque architecture is characterized by its solid fortress-like buildings with thick walls, rounded arches and small windows. One of the best examples is Santiago de Compostela Cathedral in Spain. This pilgrimage site was monumental in size and design, built to accommodate thousands of visitors. It's all about creating a space that feels like it was built to last forever. Romanesque churches were like giant storybooks made in stone. The tympanum of the Church of Sainte-Foy. The tympanum, a fancy word for the arch above the door, depicts the Last Judgment. Those figures aren't graceful or idealized. They are very expressive, very real, almost cartoonish. Why? The goal wasn't to show a perfect human being. It was to make you feel scared once you enter the church. The goal of medieval churches was very often to scare the wits of the medieval peasants and church visitors. You knew right away whether you wanted to be on Christ's left or right side. Spoiler alert, if you don't know, you wanted to be on the right side. Gothic art, the jewel of the medieval period. The Romanesque period was all about heavy, earthy structures. Gothic is like heavenly accent. Everything is lighter, taller, and just more ethereal. Gothic architecture is characterized by pointed arches, flying buttresses, and stained glass that flood the interior with colorful lights. For example, Notre-Dame de Paris is the quintessential example. It's all about lighting your eyes and your soul towards heaven. Stained glass, like the rose windows, transform the light into a divine spectacle. Each window tells a biblical story, essentially serving as the medieval version of a graphic novel for the illiterate masses. Now you're probably wondering, what on earth is a flying buttress? These exterior supports allowed builders to make the walls thinner and taller while still holding the massive weight of the roof. It's like giving a building wings. Without them, these cathedrals couldn't soar as high as they would be filled with all those beautiful stained glass windows. Chartres Cathedral, 1194. It's another perfect example of how flying buttresses took architecture to the next level, literally. Sculpture work also became more refined and emotional during the Gothic period, the Annunciation and Visitation group. The figures here are more naturalistic, more than in Romanesque counterparts. There's no grace, movement, and even interaction between the figures. Virgin Mary isn't just stiff, holy figure anymore. She's shown with a smile and approachable demeanor. The shift from Romanesque fear to Gothic grace is almost like the art itself is softening. And again, it shows that not a single style in history of art is evolving by itself. It's always evolution. While cathedrals were going sky high, Books were still a big deal too. Thick illuminated manuscripts, created in 1416, are mind-bogglingly detailed. This particular manuscript depicts the months of the year with gorgeous, intricate scenes that show both courtly and peasant life. You'll notice how figures are becoming more naturalistic and detailed, foreshadowing what's to come in Renaissance. And again, let that sink in. Nothing in history of art comes out of thin air. So there's always A before there is B. So how do Romanesque and Gothic art compare to each other? Romanesque is all about stability, with its thick walls, rounded arches and heavy design. It's grounded, serious, and almost like a fortress for the souls. Gothic, on the other hand, is all about elevation, both spiritually and architecturally. It's lighter, taller, and full of light, using pointed arches and flying to reach for the heaven. If Romanesque is like a medieval knight in full armor, Gothic is more like a court lady in flowing robes. Both strong, but quite different. Why it matters? Medieval art, with its two big phases, was a period of innovation and devotion. While it might seem like it's just a bunch of old cathedrals, manuscripts, these artistic achievements were designed to express faith and make you awe in ways that could be understood by everyone, from knights to commoners, no matter your intellectual background and neither your actual religion. Because remember, medieval Europe was still converting to their Christianity. Gothic art in particular laid its foundations for the naturalism that would explore in the Renaissance later on, which again shows us that nothing is created out of thin air. In history of art, history, and biology, everything is evolving. So here you have the correlation between medieval art and the beginnings of Renaissance. That is a wrap-up of our journey through the art of medieval times. Thanks for coming along and joining me watching this video. We brushed up our knowledge about cathedrals, manuscripts, comical creatures and facial expressions. And if you're enjoying this deep dive and history of art, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Next time we'll be talking about Renaissance, and if it's something that gives you goosebumps, don't forget to check the next video. I'll see you there.